everybody, I am back. Today I wanted to share with you some of my top favorite things that I use for my reading small group lessons. So I went to the school, picked up some of my favorites, and usually those are just literally sitting on my table, or I have a little pull-out drawer that I will shove all of that stuff into, and I brought them so that I can share them with all of you. And some of these things you're gonna be like, yep, I already do that. But hopefully, if you don't already do that, this can give you some ideas of how you can use them in your small group. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. First one is super simple. It is my quiet reading phone. I can't think of the name of it now, but it's my quiet reading phones, and my kids love them. I made these my first year teaching, literally out of some pipe that I just stuck together. I could paint it, I could put tape on it, however I'm just too lazy to do that, so they just get this. Plus I like to be able to clean it, and if I have tape or paint, I'm afraid the paint's gonna chip, or that the tape is gonna start tearing and it gets sticky and gross, so I choose just to leave them like this. It works, it gets the job done, and they think it is so super cool. My next one is very imaginative. It is index cards. Now, I will use index cards for different reasons, and I have two different variations. I have the 5x7, no, that's not right. The 3x5 note cards and the 4x6 note cards. And I keep both of them in my small group table. But typically, like if I didn't want to do some type of a shared writing, which I use sentence strips for, so if I didn't want to do a shared writing where everybody kind of has a chance with the pen and is able to write something so that we can complete one whole sentence, I will use the index cards. And so this was just like a quick write. They can draw a picture, they can write their little sentence down at the bottom, depending on which side you want them to use it on. Typically I just have mine do it here. So they'll draw a quick picture and be able to write it, and that's just a really quick and easy assessment of, you know, letters and sounds and sentence structure and being able to spell popcorn words and all that good jazz. So I keep these a lot at my small group table. Another thing, I purchased a lot of these. I think I went and bought almost 5 or 6 packs, because when Target comes up with their back to school items in their dollar spot, I always grab these. But it is the dry erase small boards. I use these for pretty much everything. Typically, like when my kids come to my table and we're first reviewing something, I will write it here, or I'll write it on the actual table itself. They think that's pretty cool. But typically I just write it here and we review certain things on this, and then they'll have the opportunity to be able to write and do some practice on their very own. So these are very nice to have. The next one is not fancy at all. I think I went into PowerPoints, drew some squares, made the fill white, and colored the lines around it. These are the Alconin boxes. So many of you already know about these, but they're really simple and easy, especially for my friends who need to have some type of a visual cue. These are great to have on hand. Speaking of visual cues, I love these, and I have no batteries in them, but they're the little dollar store lights that I love, and I have 4 of these. Now, depending on what kind of words we are studying, so like if it's a CVC word or CCVC word, I will have that many out to represent the sounds of the letter in that word. And I will light them up as I am sounding them out. And what's great is that it just gives a visual for those friends who need to be able to hear and also see it, to be able to kind of grasp the concept. So these are fantastic to have my ELs, it benefits them so, so, so much. Next up are magnetic letters. Nothing fancy. I think I have 36 variations of these letters in here, and that's okay. But, so I just brought some in a little tub. But I think it's like a toolbox clear. I will insert that picture somewhere in this general area. But it's like a little toolbox, it's clear, and then I have my one for my uppercase, one for lowercase letters, so it's really easy just to grab the letters that I want to review. But what I will do with these is I will have different letters out on the table, and I might tell my kids, oh, you know, okay, I want you to grab the letter that makes the D sound, and so they'll grab that letter. And maybe I'll say, I want you to find the lowercase c. Depends on what I'm working with each kid, but that's a really quick and easy way just to be able to assess them. They come to the table, I have them grab letters, and then I might review that letter for that week and then have them do the handwriting practice with these. Okay, next up are, of course, everybody's favorites. I keep just a little cheapy pencil box in my drawers at my small group table, and I will have a bunch of different pointers. So these are little lights. I love those. I got these when I was still in school learning to be a teacher. These were super cute. They're from Really Good Stuff, but they're little dog pointers, and I love the little dog pointers. Something else that I have just these plain sticks, plain round sticks, and you know the little finger puppets that you can go out and buy. I will stick them on there, and then voila, it becomes a pointer. So that's really useful. And during this time of year, I love this. It's a witch finger. They get to point using a witch finger. I thought it was cute. It's fun. They enjoy it, right? Different little novelties. So I don't know if I have those in here. But I also have a popsicle stick that you can glue anything to. I glued those little 3D small presents that you can put onto like Christmas trees, and I put those on popsicle sticks to make that into a pointer. Just novelty items that makes it fun and different for kids. But here's a little magical wand that I have in here too. Do I have any other cool ones? Oh yeah, who doesn't like really cute Google eye rings so they can point using the Google eyes? And I have little magnifying glasses. They're really cool. I also have these little highlighting strips, which are awesome. So they highlight the lines that they're reading with. I feel like this one has some that are stuck together, but it doesn't. Just looks weird. Okay, so little highlighter strips, which are really, really handy too to have in small group. Again, just anything fun and different and novelty. I will pick these up if there is a sale, or, you know, I just am feeling festive and want new, really cool pointers. I like to mix it up, make things fun. Another thing, I hope I don't drop all this, I have it all in my hand. Another thing I use is this tape here. It is the highlighting tape, which is really cool. So typically if I give my kids like a purpose to, you know, look for while they're reading, I might say, you know, I want you to think about how is Johnny going to, where did Johnny find his cake at? That's very basic level, but I mean they could very easily take it and highlight where Johnny found the cake at. So that allows them to highlight it real quick while they're reading, and then they can continue reading and then just come back when we are discussing the book and look for their highlighted tape. Another cool thing is highlighting the letters or the sight word that you're focusing on for that week. These are fun. I usually have a little index card like this that's laminated, and they also have tabs that you can buy that are full color tabs. But if you don't want to do that and you have highlighting tape, on the laminated sheets, what I did was I would fold it to kind of make a little tab here, so that the kids would get a sheet that would have so many of these on there, and it would be really easy for them to just flip it up and take it off, so that they're not having to sit there and just pick at the tape and focusing on picking at the tape and pulling it off, because it's kind of annoying after a while. Another thing I like to have in small group are noun and verb cards. And I really like these. I found these off of Teachers Pay Teachers, and I will leave a link down below. But these are fantastic because I use these in a lot of kind of partner sentences where they're reading repetitive sentences, and they can just change up the words at the end. So these are just like, girl is waving. I can wave is what we focused on last week. I can eat. And I gave my partners, and I did this whole group too, I gave my kids a little envelope, and in there was a sentence strip like this, and it had I can on it and with a blank, and they each had about 5 or 6 of these little verb cards. And so what they would do is they would replace it, they would read it to one another, they would echo read it, they would read in one voice. So it just gave them really good practice to be able to do. So I also like to use them in small group, especially if I needed to focus on that skill again, or maybe even with my ELs, I can focus on actual building some of that language that they need really early. The last thing that I have at my small group table is just a big, huge cookie pizza sheet pan, and I have magnetic letters. So my kids will work on building words here, and I will have them focus on maybe just a word family. They'll build that word family here, and they'll change out each one. But it's just really great for them to be able to look and find the letters and then build it here. And it's magnetic, so they will never fall off. Well, I hope you all enjoyed and got some really great ideas from this little what's in my small group video. And yeah, I hope you like it, and thanks for watching. Bye! If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button so you can get my latest videos. Thanks for watching!